All right, Shalom. For the first, want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Hawakakwadash, Barakathum, the honor to the apostle and the elder of the great millstone, to all I can across the globe, pushing the word of truth and sincerity, want to say Shalom. We're going to get into workplace or adultery in the workplace. We worked various jobs where we've had work wives, all right, or been around those, who have work wives or work husbands, but that's wicked as hell. You sit and you labor all day, you get up early, prepare yourself to get to work, traffic, and to deal with the laborious nature of your job. And you're at home, worrying about the neighbor upstairs waiting for your car to leave to go knock on your door, or coming home early and seeing Keisha in the bed with Ray Ray, you know, working third shift. You're not there to work the overnight. You're not there to protect your family, your home. And there's a lot of things that go on in the workplace that are unacceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shai. First, starting with adultery. There's a lot of adultery that goes on at work. There's a lot of wickedness that goes on at work, man. You have these women who have wedding rings on and they're going to work and they're entertaining various men. They're receiving gifts and they're hugging and smiling and patting on shoulders and ha ha he and with these men at the job. And then you go home to your husband and that thing never happened. And the thing, you have a lot of men who are, don't get me wrong, I like some cuckoo and message the next man, but there are, you overindulge, you can become yourself weak for these women, man, and you can cause yourself a lot of harm. Her husband get wind of it, they come to the job and now you have problems and, creates a whole litany of unnecessary drama in your life, and it's a thing that's gonna be ongoing until you have about your shot come back, man. And I see, there's a lot of brothers who wives don't work and they stay at home, and that's the part of the reason, man. All right, our wives are supposed to be at home or doing women's work. This is Genesis 2:19. It said, "Out of the ground Yahweh formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him." And these animals that you see, Adam named them. They didn't have these names like Canine, Canis Maximus, for the canines, or bovine for the cattle, or but he named all the animals, man. All right. Verse 20 says, "Adam gave names to all the cattle, to all the fowls of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him. And the Lord Yahweh caused the deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord Yahweh the Most High had taken from man, and made he a woman, and brought her unto the man." All right, so the Lord made a helpmeet for Adam, a female, a woman. All right, because first of all, a woman is our comfort. Supposed to be our helpmeet, a pillar of rest. All right, I'll never forget you saying that. Seeing Benji always, when I first started going through women problems, man, you were like, "Oh man, comfort and kind words. Big God, a woman should give you comfort and kind words." And I always took that, man. And I tell brothers that, one of the signs that I look for are comfort and kind words, man. All right, not an ill mouth, I'm a loud, rambunctious ass woman, you know, but a sweet and delicate woman, man. All right, we know they're far in between. All you women are not Rachel and Sarah and Eve and Deborah. All right, there are far more other women that are very notable in the scriptures too, man. You know. All right, but that's that on that. What we call let me see. This is one of the Proverbs or Psalms, but a woman making garments. Because there is something called woman's work, man. You know, and to have your wife or woman in an environment with a bunch of highly testosterone filled men, all right, who who likes nothing better than to um look at the shape of a woman, man. All right. Let me see. Kind of want to get it because she made garment or sold sackcloth or something. You know, because these women are out here, you know, they're driving tow motors, they're handling jackhammers. All right, they're carrying, lifting steel around, man. Big ass, heavy ass steel toe boots. All right, you know, so a woman's place is not to be around a bunch of men. You know, um, and what is it? I want to get that. I want to say husband is. I want to get it. I want to get it. I believe it was in. Um, damn. I believe the scripture talk about how they made garments. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see this go with it. Because at the end of the day, you know, the Lord made a separation between man's work and woman's work, man. All right, woman's work, you know, a woman who you see out in the field is usually her husband died or she has no older sons. Well, you see out there doing a manly work, man. You know, but you know, the way it's meant to be is that men work, the women stay home and take care of the house, man. Damn. Let me see. You know, husband known in the streets. It's bothering me now. Oh, shit, okay. Hold on. It's bothering me, Salaki. It's bothering me. Damn. The water. I had to pause it and find it. I knew it was in Proverbs. In Proverbs 31, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman for a price far above rubies? The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil." All right, and there's nothing wrong with having a good woman, man. All right, every woman is not bad. You know, some brothers wish they had the problem other brothers had with women, man. All right, Is one daughter better than another? And the answer is yeah. So you find a good woman, man. It's just what it is. There's nothing wrong, and they are out there. Few and far in between, but they are out there. All right, so she would do them good and not evil all the days of her life. Woman, she ain't gonna be sneaking behind your back. What he don't know won't hurt him. All right, slip her number for a sneaky link. You know, and so evil mean bad times, man. She can be calling the police on you. All right, not sticking up for you when they're not there. Got your back. She seeketh war and flash and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She rather also while it is yet night and giveth meat to her household and portion to her maidens. She laying up, making sure everybody fed, making sure the house is kept. So she considereth her field and buyeth it with the fruit of her hands. She planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. See, this work, and to be honest, a lot of these women can't do this work right now, man. All right, digging little holes to put in plants and seeds and out there tending to the vegetables and to the yard. All right, a lot of you weren't even built for that. All right, much less to, driving fork trucks and pouring concrete, man. All right. So she layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She's not afraid of the snow for her household are clothed with scarlet. Right? She's not to make clothes for the winter, clothes for the summer. All right. When I was coming up, my mom, to a lesser degree than my grandma, but she knew how to sew. She knew how to knit. All right, use a sewing machine and crochet. All right, take the hem up in pants, put a cuff in them. All right, but you women nowadays, man, are virtually useless, man. I had a girl, me and Lorella was on a double date one time, and he asked the chick what can she cook. This chick went on the phone and showed a picture of some ramen noodles, man. Her best meal that she can cook was some ramen noodles. Now, mind you, he had a little the garnishes on it. It looked good, but ramen noodles though. These women are not making a bread from scratch or cornbread from scratch. All right, they're not. They don't have the big recipe book that's been passed down from grandma, man. All right, they don't have that type of desire to be a woman, nor the skills to be one. So she maketh herself. Let me stop this.